So yesterday I posted a video. We went back and obviously we had some live trades on Friday, and but we didn't trade the open, and I wanted to go back there and show you guys how the Maverick indicators could have kept you on the right side of the tracks when it came to market open, and some pretty awesome wins there. I got some emails from you guys going, hey, would love to see, do we always need the VIX down here with the Maverick radar? And the answer is no. So I figured I'd jump back on here and just show you how the Maverick radar will serve up on a silver platter A+ setups and kind of give you that idea of when to get in, when to get out, obviously with basic price action kept in mind. And you don't have to use the VIX. So this is just one strategy that we like to use these indicators. So let me show you like Monday's open. We'll look at Monday's open and we'll wait for an A+ setup over here, and then we'll jump into the trade and we'll see how we do. Now, real quick, if you're unfamiliar with our indicators, I'll give you the 1 minute kind of recap of what our indicators do. So first things first is you have the Maverick AI Pro, which is gonna color your candles. Think of it like a heat map. It's gonna color your candles to the data we're seeing underneath the hood. So if you see pink, it will most likely sink. This is pre-market bright green, but let me find some other bright green that's not like pre-market. Here's a great example. This is 2 in the morning, but pre-market is always choppy, but we always say if you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. So the Maverick AI Pro is coloring your candles to the data, not to price and direction. So when we see a ton of buying proof and data, it's gonna be bright green. When we see just a tremendous amount of selling underneath the hood, we're gonna make these bright pink, okay? And if you see pink, it will most likely sink. So anyway, it looks like you were just dumping into the open here. Again, if you see pink, it will most likely sink. We like price to be below the blue line to go short, above the blue line to go long. Again, pre-market, it's gonna be kind of choppy, but boom, then you just sunk down. All these confidence arrows. Bears are in control when you have a red background. Bulls are in control when you have a green background. The Maverick Multi-X, 5 traders. These are algorithms, but think of them as traders. 5 traders across 6 time frames, voting every single tick if they're bearish or bullish. So imagine being in a room with 5 other traders, pretty awesome. And then the Maverick Trender, when this line is pegged to the top, it is showing massive strength and momentum to the downside if it's red, to the upside if it's green. You had a nice pop right there. There it is. And then this whole move down. Look at this. So what the Maverick radar is going to do is it's going to be your checklist. Yes, you can see all this visually, but man, how many times have you gotten into a trade, gotten faked out, and then went back and looked and said, what the heck was I thinking? Why did I go short? Why did I go long? Well, the Maverick radar is going to give you a grade. Are you no grade, B grade to the upside or the downside, and then an A grade to the upside or the downside? And it's going through a checklist of all these indicators I just showed you. So let's look at the open. So I like to have the VIX as well, but I know some of you guys were like, hey, if I don't want to pay for the extra data from TradingView. By the way, all our indicators work on TradingView and NinjaTrader. The Maverick radar is available on TradingView right now. In about 2 weeks, we're going to give it to everybody that has it, also on NinjaTrader. But I like to see these agree. So the NQ and the ES should move together. If they're not, I would never get into a trade, right? So let me show you what I mean by here. This thing's gonna be your checklist, and it's gonna double check your eyes. How many times have your eyes deceived you in a trade? And you got in, you went back and you said, what was I thinking? Well, we want a B grade because we want to know when a setup is setting up, no pun intended. And then we want no grade, and then we want an A grade. And we also want to know when to get out of a trade. So let's look at the open on Monday here. I'm just going to go bar by bar. We're on a 1 minute bar. And for my folks that already have the Maverick AI Pro, it's the same settings as yesterday's video. We keep using the same settings on the 1 minute Heikin-Ashi candles. I'll put them up on the chart here. All right. So Did market open yet? Yeah, so we're 3 minutes into the market opening. You have gray candles, which means indecision or reversal, okay? All right, first candle, A plus setup. You're 4 minutes in. I think that's pretty acceptable. We're gonna get in right here. Let me make that straight. Okay, so hot pink candle, price is below the blue line. Bears are still in control. All 5 traders across 6 time frames are voting bearish, and your Maverick trender is pegged to the top. So so right now this is monitoring NQ and ES. We're trading NQ, but this is monitoring NQ and ES. So they have alignment. They're all aligned. We want to see these guys moving together. We are stacking probability in our favor that we are choosing the right direction. All right, let's say we got in right here. We didn't get in here. We didn't get at the top. We got in right there. Okay, so we got a little bit of sideways action, but we are not breaking and closing below the Maverick guide. Okay, beautiful. Okay, you just lost your signal. So you could get out here if you want. You don't have an A plus signal on NQ and ES. So you could get out here. I don't know what you'd make if you got out like right here. So you'd make, let's see here, 747. All right, so just about 10 points, which would be, whoops, I just hit my stand. 10 points would be 40 ticks on NQ. So 40 times 5 is, all right, so that's 200 bucks. All right, so if you got out, you lost your signal, okay, you would have made 200 bucks between here and here. We're not counting the bottom. We're not saying you took it all the way down. We're just saying literally conservatively, if you got in at an A plus setup and you got out when you lost that A plus setup, you'd make about 200 bucks, okay? So if you held in there, you're back to your A plus setup. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, so let's say you held in there till here, started retracing on you and you got out. Where are you at? 757. Okay, so that's 23 points. So on one NQ contract, it'd be 460. All right, so here we go. So this would be 460. If you got out there, this is if you got out here. But we haven't lost our A plus setup yet. Okay, so now you lost it. Maybe you got in between here and you made, 320 bucks or something like that. Okay, continuing down, we haven't broken above the blue line. We have not broken above the blue line. That's a beautiful move. Let's say you got out here. Okay, so that's 38 points. So that's 760 bucks. 760. You can tell across this way, and we're just gauging off the radar, but for the most part, there was really no reason for you to get out. You stayed below the blue line the entire way. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. All 5 traders have been voting bearish across 6 time frames, and your Maverick trender has not budged that I noticed. You have completely flat top and you have a downtrend label. Okay. Now you're kind of just stalling out here. Oh, that's beautiful. Man, that's beautiful move. All right, so let's say you got out here. Not the bottom, you got out there. What would that be? Okay, so that'd be 56 points. So that'd be 1120. Everybody needs to make their own decisions though, you know what I mean? I know some people that just have a $200 a day profit goal. They just want to make 200 bucks a day, super low risk. It's $1,000 a week. Like, it all depends on you and your trading plan and your goals and all that other stuff, right? All right, now you lost your A plus setup. I would suggest getting out here, maybe clearing 1,000, you know what I mean? Because you lost your setup there. Yep. Yeah, okay, so look, now you're reversing. You completely lost your setup. So, I mean, pretty conservative to say 1120. You stayed below the Maverick guide the whole way. You stayed hot pink candles, and we didn't take it all the way down to here. This would be another 10 or 12 points, another 40 to 48 ticks. I mean, that's pretty insane, okay? So this is how you can double check your eyes and make sure that you're getting an A+ setup. And it gives you that confidence to get in, and it also gives you that confidence to get out. Look, you lost your trender. All 5 traders are still voting bearish, but I mean, the average trader is gonna get out on that candle. And now you're moving back up, okay? So 1120, let's take the halfway point between here and here, and let's say you're just like, you're a pretty sloppy trader, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? So what's that? 760 plus 1120 divided by 2. So let's say you got the halfway point even for that, because I know everybody's like, oh, well, no, we didn't take it all the way to the bottom, but that's okay. Let's say you got the halfway point. Shoot, 940 bucks if you got like the halfway point right here. If you got out there, I mean, I'll take half of that. 400 bucks, 500 bucks. Like, let's go. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Okay. All right, let's do like one more day. And I just want to show you, you don't need the VIX on here. We can just wait for A+ setups. Let's look at the next day. All right, here's Tuesday's opening. Here's your radar. We're going to wait for some sort of signal right off the get. We stay out of the first candle. Look at this wick. Crazy wick. Look at this wick. Oh my goodness. That is an insane, like, this is why getting in the first or second candle is just absolute gambling. All right, so we got an A+ setup. If you want to get in here, that's cool. I would support getting in anything after the first 2 minutes. You have a buy signal. You have bright green candles. Your strongest upside candle is bright green. All 5 traders are voting across 6 time frames bullish. Your Maverick trender is pegged to the top. Bulls are in control, and you got an A+ setup. NQ and ES, A+ setup. All right, let's get in. Let's get in on right on the close. Okay. Got another up confidence arrow. These are up confidence arrows. These aren't buy and sell signals. These are confidence arrows to let you know you're in the right direction. All right, let's say we just took a scalp. Let's say we didn't take it all the way to the top. We just got right here. Let's figure this out. What would we have made? 730. Can't rewrite history. 683. 730. 683. Okay, that's 47 points. 47 points, so that's 940 bucks. 940 if you would have just gotten out here when it retraced back down. Okay, but you still have an A+ setup, so that's interesting. Okay, nice candle, another candle up. It's actually a pretty big candle here. All right, so let's say you got out 2 minutes later, not at the tippy top. Let's say you got out right here. Holy smokes, 94 points. 1880. 1880 if you would have gotten out here. You still have an A+ setup though, so it's totally up to you if you take your money and run, right? You still have bright green candles. If you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. This is your strongest upside candle. You had a buy signal all the way down here. Bulls are in control. All 5 traders are voting bullish, and your Maverick trender's pegged. But even if you didn't know all that, you have an A+ signal on both ES and NQ, and they're all aligned. You got your alert right here. Okay. All right, so we got another up bar. All right, so you've lost your A+ signal on both of these. You lost both of them. Okay, so let's say you got out right there. What's that going to be? It's going to be 789 down to 683. Okay, so that's 106 points. So that's 2120. So you clipped off another like 300 bucks or whatever. 2120 120. All right, so pretty beautiful. So you could have gotten out there. I'm just curious where it went after there. Oh, you're back to your A+ setup. That's interesting. And you lost it. Looks like you're just going to go flat here. Probably a reversal. So how cool is it that you lost your A+ setup right where this white line is, and now it's completely reversing? You damn near got the top. I mean, you didn't get all the way to the top because this still went for a what, 816. I mean, it still went another 30 points, which is insane. It's another, what, 120 ticks. I mean, that's crazy. But even just calling it here, that's 2120. So that's absolutely insane. And it practically called the top. So on Monday, we really conservatively did over 1,000, but we're just going to call it 940. I split the difference. Let's saying that we got out late. It's interesting that this was 940 as well. And then here, let's go up here. Let's split the difference between these two. Let's say like you didn't get out when you lost your A+ setup. You went, I don't know. Let me just see. Maybe we will keep going up. And you just kind of had some hopium. You know what I mean? It'll be 2K. So the difference between these two would be 2K. So then Tuesday, you would have done there. Okay. Boom. For a total on Monday and Tuesday of 2940. Pretty interesting if you just followed your A+ setup on Monday and Tuesday, and then we conservatively got out and got in. This would have been the total on one contract, okay? Now, is this a guarantee? Is this a promise? Is this no way. I don't know you as a trader, but this is what the tool pointed out, okay? This is what the indicator indicated, okay? Again, we're like, I always tell people, we make world-class golf clubs. It's up to you to swing and hit the ball, right? So, but I mean, that was pretty clear vision. I think you would agree on Monday and Tuesday. And go back to yesterday's video. Friday couldn't have been clearer off the open, and it was just awesome. And we saw so many of those trades this week. Go back to our YouTube channel. We posted a bunch of different stuff. So if you want clear vision on your charts, if you want to know when you're getting an A setup and when you're getting out of an A setup, or a B setup is setting up to give you the heads up that an A+ setup is coming, and vice versa. If you want more confidence on when to get into the trade and when to get out of the trade, no matter if you're trading, this thing works on crypto, futures, stocks, Forex. I trade using my TradingView charts, and I trade options as well as not just futures. So I mean, if you can chart it, our indicators are going to work on NinjaTrader and TradingView. If you want clear vision like this and essentially a trading assistant working with you to give you those A+ setups, let you know when they happen and when they go away to get in and out of trades, come check us out. Not financial advice, do your own research, but man, we have so many of you guys crushing it, passing evals, getting payouts. It's just, it blows me away. It's my favorite part of the day, going through my emails and just seeing these emails coming in where you guys are passing evals, getting payouts, getting your second payout. Like just, it is just so amazing. So if you want clear vision on your charts, come check us out. MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.